Today on Forbes, Patrick Schwarzenegger's next big flex. Jet-lagged and hungry, Patrick Schwarzenegger eyes a craft services table stacked with pastries and sandwiches before turning his attention to the sugarfish sushi delivery on the table in front of him. The 31-year-old actor and entrepreneur has barely had time to catch his breath in the past 2 months, having traveled to 15 countries to promote his cult HBO series, The White Lotus. He reaches into his pocket to pull out 2 Mosh protein bars, the brand he co-founded in 2021. He says, quote, "I always carry bars on me, especially on filming days when you don't know what the snacks are. I always bring my own." Much like his protein shake-obsessed White Lotus character, Saxon Ratliff, Schwarzenegger watches what he eats. The similarities continue. He also graduated from an elite university with a business degree, comes from a powerful family, and is no stranger to wealth. But while Saxon had yet to move beyond his luxe life he inherited from his parents, Schwarzenegger is finally making a name for himself, in business and on screen. The son of Arnold Schwarzenegger and Maria Shriver, he grew up in a world of the Hollywood and political elite as the child of an actor-turned-billionaire California governor and a broadcast journalist who happens to be a Kennedy. He fell in love with acting early, often visiting his father's movie sets as a boy. Schwarzenegger admits, quote, "There were times where I was like, oh God, these are big shoes to fill. Should I change my last name and have a stage name? Those things crossed my mind. But ultimately, I'm very proud of my dad and the life that he's given me, and the last name he's built, and the brand he's built." It was his father's penchant for business that Schwarzenegger adopted first. His mother remembers him as a preteen glued to the TV when Shark Tank came on, and asking for a few $100 for his birthday to start an E-Trade account to buy Apple stock. In 2008, Schwarzenegger, then 15 years old, interned for film producer John Davis, a large investor in Wetzel's Pretzels, who had just sold his stake, with an investor group, for around $36 million, or 13 times his initial investment. That caught the high schooler's attention, especially when he learned that Elise and Rick Wetzel were founding a new fast-casual pizza venture. Schwarzenegger's parents loaned him around $50,000 to invest in Blaze Pizza, joining investors including LeBron James. 6 years later, in 2014, Schwarzenegger opened the first of his 2 Blaze franchises in his native Los Angeles. In 2015, nearly 8 years after his initial investment, Schwarzenegger, then a senior in college, sold his shares of Blaze for at least $2 million, Forbes estimates. He then paid his parents back for the initial loan and invested in other better-for-you brands, including the hydration powder brand Liquid IV and 2 prebiotic sodas, Olipop and Poppy, the latter of which sold for $2 billion earlier this year. As his portfolio grew, so did his acting credits. When the pandemic brought the film industry to a standstill in 2020, he moved in with his mother, and the two launched Mosh, a protein bar company designed to promote brain health. Shriver is a longtime advocate for Alzheimer's research after witnessing the disease's effects on her late father, Sergeant Shriver, who helped found the Peace Corps, Head Start, and other Kennedy-era programs. Mosh contains ingredients such as acetylcholine, lion's mane mushrooms, and omega-3s, which advocates believe improve cognition. The duo has personally invested nearly $1 million so far growing Mosh. Schwarzenegger says, quote, "But then it was also COVID, when the supply chain was terrible. Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong." Otherwise, their timing was perfect. The burgeoning protein bar industry, which had combined revenue of around $5 billion in 2024, experienced a major resurgence after 2020 when consumers became less limited by COVID policies. Mosh had $4 million in sales in 2022, its first full year. According to Jeff Gamsey, Mosh's president and COO, this year, Mosh is on track to book more than $20 million in revenue and is raising money again this summer with the hope of accelerating growth in retail and becoming profitable. For full coverage, check out Simone Melvin's piece on Forbes.com. This is Kieran Meadows from Forbes. Thanks for tuning in.